That's not good. Oh no. Like stop for something emergency. Because nothing happens.
Yeah.
It also doesn't have much braking, doesn't have much acceleration. So now they're perfectly matched. 10 mile an hour, 2 feet on the brake pedal, hard as I can push it.
No bueno.
Oh my gosh. Are we really going to drive this home like this? Hey guys, welcome to another Kyle Connor YouTube channel video. Today is a scary one, but honestly, the situation worked out in the best possible way for our safety. This is my 1991 Range Rover Classic. I've had it for a few years and it's almost at 200,000 miles. Her name is Judy. I've done a few videos on her, and it's one of my favorite cars that I own. I'm a huge Land Rover enthusiast. Yes, they do break down a lot. Yes, it's exciting if you can make it to your destination successfully. And today we did make it back in the garage, as you can see, but it was not without a pretty scary moment. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in this video. You're going to join me sort of in real time as we had to get this thing back here to the hub with no brakes. And then I'll wrap it up from there. Should be a pretty quick one. This is Judy, my 1991 Range Rover Classic with 190,523 miles. Absolute insane ripper of a Range Rover. Now, I had a couple years ago gone through and had this thing fully mechanically restored. We pulled the engine, redid every seal, we did some wiring work, we did all transfer case, new steering box, I don't even know, but about $15,000 to $20,000 worth of restoration work to hopefully get another 200,000 miles or at least many years of service life out of it. Now, I wasn't so concerned about the mileage when I bought this vehicle because it had been well maintained throughout its whole life. It was primarily a single owner vehicle owned by someone named Judith, which is why it's named Judy. I was 2 owners removed from her, but it changed hands quickly, and I actually got to speak to the whole ownership history of the car, and it was well loved. It actually went from Judith to an employee at the Land Rover dealership, and while it was in his care, the problem that I experienced today actually happened to him. So let me explain exactly what happened here. And guys, things are not looking good under here. This is the famous 3.9 liter Buick V8 that, Buick derived, I should say, V8. Just a pretty reliable engine, doesn't make much power, but this thing's been out of the Range Rover, fully restored, new seals, new everything, and hopefully will run for a very long time in the future. But I knew this braking system was going to be a little bit of a concern for this Range Rover. You see, this whole WABCO system here, which is all about the power brakes and ABS, which is, I believe, I don't know if ABS was new. I think it was. I think 1991 was the first year of this on offer. And the first year of Land Rover for anything is a little scary. So the previous owner, the guy who bought it from Judith, who worked at the Land Rover dealership, he actually had this system go out on him while driving with his kids in the car. And I'll talk about that later on in the video. And he claims he almost crashed and had to ditch it in a parking lot, and it was a little bit scary. Someone, a few years later, the car was parked, it sat, actually went through and rebuilt this system because he claimed he could not find another part for this braking system. Now, I think years have gone by since then. There are definitely other types of braking systems we could retrofit in here or even just service this and replace the necessary components. At least I hope. But let's get to the live action where you join me actually in the car wash. Yes, I took this through a touchless car wash more or less just to see if any seals were leaking. I was like, let's go try it out and see if this thing is watertight. We were just driving by the car wash. And as we're sitting about to go into the car wash bay, that's when I noticed I was hardcore on the brake pedal and nothing was happening. So you join me as soon as the car wash finishes and we'll get it back here to the hub. This is going to be interesting. Just pulling in here to stop in the car wash. First ever time I've taken this through a car wash. Touchless, by the way. And the brakes didn't work at all. So I'm standing on the brakes pretty hard and there is no power assistance in the brakes whatsoever. So this is going to be an interesting drive home. Like, I'm putting a lot of force in right now. Look at this. Can't get the dang thing. That's almost full brake. That's not good. Oh no. Oh no, so let's just be careful here. I'm gonna go neutral, full brake.
But it's braking.
It's braking, yeah, just no power assistance. And there, you know, of course the discs are wet there at the moment, but it felt about what it did pulling in. So let's just pick up a little pace and do like a 10-mile-an-hour full brake stop if you look ahead here. So 3, 2, 1, 10 mile an hour, 2 feet on the brake pedal, hard as I can push it.
No bueno.
Oh my gosh. Are we really gonna drive this home like this? Can I use the handbrake to stop? Oh yeah. It's not great for it to do that because it's actually a handbrake, I believe, to the drive shaft. But we're literally right down the street from home.
Yeah. We're not far, but I don't know. This is like commuting traffic right now.
So we're gonna have to drive this thing home with no brake. I mean, we've got emergency brake, so we can, you know, we can slow down. We just really need to plan
Maybe
ahead.
we just stay at the stop sign until we know that's a green light.
Until we know it's a green light, yeah. All right, so I'm getting on the brakes pretty hard.
It's a green light.
All right, I'm full brakes right now. We got to pull out. We can't even stop.
Send it.
I'm going. Oh, but the thing is, if we send it too hard, I got to stop accelerating now. Okay, I think this is safer because I now have enough time to get to a stop. I'm just going real slow. So I heard the power steering pump here running when we went into Best Buy earlier. And everything felt fine, but it was unusual for it to stay running. I gotta go neutral here just to try to look at this thing. This is full brake. It is still grabbing,
Yeah.
but just very, very lightly. So I heard the power steering pump running up over here, and I was like, that's unusual for Judy to make that noise. It sounded like when it was building brake pressure that it you know, was just running very faintly, and I'm like, that's unusual. So I started it up, and some noises were a little different, but the brakes felt fine. Everything was perfect. This has actually a really great brake pedal, power assisted brake pedal when it's all working. And yeah, it was all good. Pulled up to the car wash, all good. It was just as soon as we started moving into the car wash, like when we were waiting for the person in front of us to go through, whatever happened there must have burned the pump out. So anyway, this is a little sketchy, but we're just keeping a lot of distance, going nice and slow. If you look ahead here, we've got, you know, you can park a small Planet in between us and that Nissan up there. And if you look behind us, they're very unhappy with us at the moment.
They don't know.
They have no idea we have zero braking. So I say we go bring this to the hub, and I'll drop it off at the shop tomorrow.
I mean, maybe we just go ahead and drop this off at the shop and Uber home or something.
Well, my B class is there.
Okay, but we don't have the keys to it.
We don't have the keys to it. Yeah, all good. Well, let's see if we can make it home to the hub.
Or maybe Zach can grab us too.
Yeah, let's just see how this goes first.
Yeah.
Let's just get it to the hub.
Okay.
All right, so I'm pretending this is an electric car with regen. We're going to be downshifting on the way into this intersection here. So I've got us in third gear at the moment. But we do have a we can just turn right here. Or we could take back roads over to the hub. What do you think is safer? Probably back roads.
Nah, just go.
I don't know which is which.
Just no, because you have to have so many stop signs.
Not on mine.
Yeah. Yeah, but through here there's a stop sign.
All right, so let's just go for it. Gotta get this a main road. You know, it also doesn't have much braking, doesn't have much acceleration, so now they are perfectly matched.
There's nothing suspicious about our driving.
Dang, this is so annoying because this pump, this is the first year of the power assisted brakes in the classic Range Rover 1991, and they were notorious for failing. And also the previous owner of this car, Alyssa, had this happen. Not the people we bought it from, but I actually called up 2 owners or 3 owners ago because they worked for a Land Rover dealer. And I'm like, oh, they must be an enthusiast. And they were thrilled that I called, and I got in contact with them about the car, and that's how it was named Judy, because the original owner of this car was named Judith. So it was the person who bought it from Judith. Can't remember his name, but he was awesome. We're friends on Instagram. And he mentioned that the brakes went out on him with his kids in the back on a downhill in California, and he had to like yank the handbrake and go into a parking lot. And then the car sat for years. And he said finally someone came into his Land Rover dealer and rebuilt the brake booster for him. Whoever that guy is, we need to have him come back and do it maybe slightly better job.
Is this a common like issue to like happen, or it can be resolved at least?
Yeah, I think we need to find a new brake booster. I just don't know if they make any more of them. Like it's not going to be the end of Judy, but it might be the end of this brake booster situation. We may have to do something custom. I have no idea. Little red match downshift with the automatic. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Always a little blip. All right, I'm standing on the brakes here. Actually, you know what? It's totally drivable like this. There's a nice new functioning Range Rover. I say new, it's a facelift L322. So here I am standing on the brakes, coming into a stop. We definitely do not want to lose brakes here, Alyssa.
No.
Okay.
I would be dead.
We're going to make sure everything stays all right as is. Yes. Just making sure we're in drive, holding it, standing on the brake pedal. And you ready?
Get it.
World's weirdest intersection.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, we made it.
No worries.
I mean, you really could drive it around like this with enough planning. You just can't like stop for something emergency because nothing happens.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go park this thing up and deal with this another time. Got to come in with some more speed than I was expecting. Woo! No brakes, and she made it into neutral. Want to pop that garage open for me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, holy smokes, man, the brakes failed in the best possible scenario. Imagine if we were coming down a hill similar to like what happened to the previous owner. Brakes failed, red light, cross traffic, could have been really bad. So I just want to say we got so lucky with this. Yes, issues will happen the more you drive. Issues with old Range Rovers will really happen. But when you have a critical safety function completely fail on you, and it's not like it was just power brakes that are gone, like there was nothing, a little bit of braking force, very, very scary, and or could have been. It wasn't in our case, but really could have been, and we just got so lucky. So that's amazing. So let me show you just a couple things I'm noticing under the hood, which is, so we've got our brake booster situation here, but Alyssa, I think we might have bigger problems. Oh no, never mind. It's just clear brake fluid. So I thought the brake fluid had all drained out. So that's at least full on fluid. This isn't looking great though. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that there, but that's got a hole in it. Anyway, I've got to look into a replacement brake booster here and see if we can find that. I'll probably go through, since we're going to be touching the braking system, and replace accumulators or whatever else, lines possibly. I think I already did replace the brake lines on this, but we're just going to make sure that the braking system is totally solid because, you know, while at least with this particular car, I'm really the only one who drives it. A lot of my cars, like friends of mine borrow, colleagues borrow, and I just, as much fun as we have on YouTube with sketchy things like the hole in the side of my leaf or the big dent and we can laugh about it, I do need the safety systems to be working. And this case really failed us here. So with all that said, I'll update you guys when I get it looked at and figured out what the heck is going to happen here. We'll tear into it sometime in the next few weeks. But for now, I've got a Range Rover Classic that's going back on the battery tender because it's got no brakes. So that was really wild. We are super lucky. And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you in another episode soon. Bye-bye.